Welcome back to Temple of Elemental Evil. This is turn 6, and we begin the hero phase, and we begin with Talon, our ranger, who's beaten up very badly, but still kicking. All right, and so she is going to just start by moving, and she's just going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to this unexplored edge. So she's not going to perform any other actions. And so we're going to very quickly move right into the exploration phase. So I just move that over a little bit. And she's at an unexplored edge of a tile. And so we're going to grab a dungeon tile. And we find the last room. It is the guard room. All right, so that's what we get. And so let me just read some text here, get set up. And we're into the end game here. All right. So as part of this adventure, with the special adventure rules, when the guard room is exposed, we read a little bit of text, and it says, "Daylight at last. Only a final few guardians stand between you and freedom." And then you place the start tile, which is this big two-piecer. It's all one piece, but it's two separate tiles. You place the start tile next to the closest unexplored edge of the guard room. Well, this is one of the closest unexplored edges, the guard room, and so we're going to place that start tile in there. And we have a lot of things to place now, namely about 800 traps. So I'm going to start putting down all these traps. And here we go. I still have a couple more to put out. And yes, she needs to have 2 monsters show up, and that is not good. So monster number 1 for Talon is a fire bat. All right, let's get out a fire bat, and here it is. Here it's a little fire bat, and it's going to start, I guess, on this space. And the second monster she's drawing is a Troglodyte. We've seen one of those already. So out we go with a Troglodyte. So we have a fire bat and a Troglodyte. Yes, and Talon only has 1 hit point left. Things not looking too good for her, but we shall see. All right, and it's a white triangle space, so we do not draw an encounter card. But up first now, so that was the exploration phase. We're into the villain phase. And the first monster to activate is the fire bat. And the fire bat says, if the fire bat is within 2 tiles of a hero, well, it's within 1, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks the hero with a fiery bite. Okay, this is bad. So we'll just moves adjacent to. So you know what? Why don't we move the fire bat over on this side? So it's going to be adjacent to our other hero at the start of his turn. However, we need to roll some dice. It gets +5 to attack. We'll do 1 damage. So if the fire bat hits Talon is going to be knocked out. Let's get out the dice tray and see what happens. All right, so it's kind of a 50-50 thing here. The fire bat has +5. Talon has an armor class of 15, and oh, we lucked out. The fire bat rolls a 3, and 5 is 8. Not enough to overcome Talon's armor class 15. She's still kicking for now. However, of course, now we have the Troglodyte, and the Troglodyte says if it's within 1 tile, which it is, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with diseased claws. It's the same thing again, a +5. And we'll do 1 damage. So the Troglodyte could knock out Talon. Let's go back to the board and move the Troglodyte into position. All right, so the Troglodyte is going to move. I'll also move him here so he's adjacent to both. All right, the Troglodyte now is going to attack Talon with a +5. Let's hope we get another bad roll, although I don't know. Let's get out the dice tray and see. All right, the Troglodyte +5 rolls a 7. And 5 is only 12. Wow, another miss. Unbelievably lucky for Talon. because that would have knocked her out. All right, so the Troglodyte misses. Wow, this is just unlucky for the evil people, but good for us. All right, back to the board. All right, so this is the end of the villain phase. The monsters have activated, and now we are over to Alaros. So let me look at his cards. I don't think he has much left, and we'll decide on a plan of action for Alaros. All right, we've decided what to do for Alaros. The first thing he's going to use the Robe of Eyes. It just says use during your hero phase. It says your hero gains advantage, and so we can only use this once per adventure. He's using it now, so he is going to get an advantage token. So let's have a look at that. And the advantage token basically says the next time you make an attack, roll a die twice and use the higher result, then discard the token. All right, and so what he is going to do is he's going to attack the Fire Bat, because the Fire Bat has the highest armor class of 14. However, Alaros will be able to attack twice, and he is going to use his Battle Axe, which is attack one adjacent monster. After the attack, you may move you up to 2 spaces. And it's +6, and we'll do 1 damage, which is enough. But he has advantage, so let's get to the dice tray. He's going to roll 2 20-sided dice and take the higher value. All right, Alaros gets to roll twice, so his first roll is a 16. Well, that's good enough. And his second roll is a 17. So way more than he needs to beat the armor class of 14. The Fire Bat is destroyed. And it's worth 1 experience. It's going to go into the pool as well. All right, and yes, we get to draw a treasure card for defeating a creature. And the treasure card, he gets some more gold pieces, another 100 gold pieces, in fact. So that's going to be another 100 gold piece token. We'll add to his character. Now he has 200. All right, back to the board. All right, so Alaros takes out the Fire Bat. It is no longer a threat. It is out of here. And because he used the Battle Axe, now he can move up to 2 spaces after his attack. So he's going to move 1 and 2 over to the other side of the Troglodyte. And wait a second, I just thought of something. He began his turn. Okay, well, this is going to work out. I just messed up a rule, but let's just review here what I did wrong, so we won't make the mistake again. Special ability. A hero that begins his or her hero phase adjacent to the Troglodyte gains disadvantage. Well, Alaros should have gained a disadvantage token, this one, at the start of his turn. And it says when you make an attack, you roll 2 dice and you take the lower result. But we used the Robe of, what was it called again? The Robe of Eyes to gain advantage, which was this token, so they should cancel each other out. And so that's what he would have done, and we would have taken the first roll, which was a 16, which was more than enough to take out the Fire Bat. So sorry for that mess up of the rules, but we're not going to redo it again. However, it did work out that we ended up taking out the Fire Bat. All right, so that was his bonus 2 moves after his attack. He still has movement. He hasn't moved yet. He's just attacked. And now he can move 6 spaces, and he's just going to go 1, 2, 3, blow through this trap, 4, 5, 6, and get over here to the exit. And yes, we have to find out what happened when he triggered that trap. He has 6 hit points left, so not too worried. We pull one out. Oh, wow. He hits a fire trap on the way through. That gives him 4 damage. So that means he has, he had 7 hit points remaining, 4 damage. He has 3 hit points remaining. However, he's on the start tile, which is our exit tile for the game. We need to have an encounter. He did not flip a new tile, obviously. He just attacked and moved, and so yes, we need to have an encounter, but we can bounce it. It says Dark Gift. Choose A or B. Your hero takes 1 damage, or draw a card from the treasure deck and choose another hero to take 2 damage. Well, if we do that, we kill Talon. So you know what? We're not going to bounce this one. We're just going to give Alaros 1 damage. So that gives him another damage. He's down to 2 hit points remaining at the end of this turn. Wow, okay. Now, I hope I haven't messed up anything else. been a little bit scattered here in this episode. I guess just finding the exit and trying to get out of here. So next episode, if Talon can make her way to the exit at the end of her hero phase, that will be a victory for us. Join me next time for the conclusion to Temple of Elemental Evil, the very first scenario called Escape. Join me next time.